You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming, Sunny Mount Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you with another Let's Play episode of Conway. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go! Actually, one second, y'all. Sorry about that, y'all. Just wanted to make sure HDR was off. Okay. Alrighty. A flicker of emotion crosses Arthur's face, a hint of softness in his eyes. Good. Samuel's a valuable member of this crew. It saddens me to see him hurt. You offer a sympathetic nod, acknowledging his sentiment. However, Arthur's voice turns sharper, and he turns to fully face you. I can't help but wonder about the circumstances of his injury. Confusion tugs at your features as Arthur's tone shifts. I'm sorry, sir? The horse offers nothing but a sigh at your question. Instead of answering, Arthur makes a motion for you to follow him, leading the way down from the helm and toward the edge of the ship, providing a modicum of privacy for the conversation. This feels different, he emphasizes after a quick check to be sure no crew member is listening in. I'm not sure I'm following entirely, sir. Goodness, I keep fucking sneezing today. I've been observing you, recruit. Your presence seems to coincide with trouble more often than not. I'm starting to wonder if there might be more to it. Listen to him and remain quiet. This might be an important area. Okay. You lower your gaze under Arthur's scrutiny, feeling a mixture of nervousness and a hint of frustration at being put on the spot. With a meek tone, you respond, I'm just trying to learn and do the best at my role here, sir. Arthur's gaze remains focused on you, his brow slightly furrowed as if assessing your sincerity. After a moment of silence, he lets out a soft sigh. It's good to be eager to learn. Just make sure you're in the right places at the right times. His words carry a subtle undertone, leaving you with the sense that he's not entirely convinced. You nod in understanding, feeling a bit uncertain about his response. Keep your wits about you and keep your nose out of trouble. As I told you earlier, I'll be keeping a close watch on you after today. Feel some bit of ease knowing he's not directly accusing you, but you can't shake the feeling that you have a rather large target on your back now. Let's go back and try this again. Curious. Your hackles rise and you shoot a defiant look at Arthur. With all due respect, sir, I didn't cause Samuel's injury or any other trouble. Your observations might be misleading you. Arthur's eyes narrow further, his voice like ice. I would advise you to watch your tone. You take a deep breath, your frustration evident. I apologize, sir, but it's frustrating to be accused of something I had no part in. I understand you're cautious, but I am no less trying to contribute to the smooth workings of the ship than anyone else on this crew. I have left my family and my home behind to come and work on the ship, and I am just as dedicated to her safety as everyone is. He regards you silently, his stern expression unwavering. I've been a part of this crew for a short time, I understand that, but I've already seen how things work. It's a tight-knit group, and I know I need to prove myself. Arthur's gaze seems to soften slightly, but his skepticism remains. Proving oneself goes beyond words, recruit. It's about actions and choices. Accidents can happen, but I won't ignore patterns. You fold your ears back as your eyes meet his hard gaze. Understood, sir. I'll do my best to show you and the crew that I'm here for the right reasons. Arthur inclines his head, a gesture of reluctant acknowledgement. Very well. Just remember, trust is earned. Alright, let's go back and do another one. This is interesting. Tell him your side of the story. You straighten your posture, meeting Arthur's gaze with a confident expression. Sir, I understand the importance of safety, and I appreciate your concern. I want to clarify that I had no involvement in what happened to Samuel. I was merely an observer trying to learn from a more experienced crew member. Arthur's stern expression remains, but there's a slight hint of approval in his eyes at your assertiveness. Observing. Learning. That's good. Just remember, every action has consequences on a ship. Grave consequences in some cases. It may very well have been lucky today that Sam still has both his legs. Anything could have been different and the sheet might have been snapped right through it. You nod, acknowledging his point. Absolutely, sir. I have no intention of jeopardizing the safety of anyone on the ship, least of all Samuel. He gives a curt nod in return. Very well. Keep your focus on your duties and we won't have any issues. I'll be looking more into the incident as I can. You take a step back, the weight of his words sinking in. It's clear that Arthur's suspicions have eased somewhat, but there's still an air of caution around him. You're determined to prove your dedication and integrity to the crew, even if it means working twice as hard. Regardless of the situation, I want you to know that I take the safety of this crew seriously. Arthur's voice carries a note of stern authority. Keep your focus on your duties and we won't have any issues. Now get back to your work. His words hang in the air for a moment, a weighty reminder of the expectations thrust upon you the moment you came aboard. As Arthur turns to return to his post, you're left with a swirling ache in the pit of your belly. With a sigh, you steel yourself to heed Arthur's advice and return to your duties, determined to keep your focus and prove your dedication. You turn away from your view of Arthur retaking his spot at the helm and head back across deck. Your steps lead you back to Julian and Wolf, who are still more or less dutifully swabbing the deck, having made quite some progress since you left them earlier. You walk past them to grab your holy stone before you join up with them again. Yo, made it back? Just in time for the ship's bell to signal the end of the morning shift. Of course, you've got impeccable timing. Ah, well, certainly not going to complain about a break. Do you two have any plans for it? Staying as far away from you as possible. Does that count as a plan? So, you're just going to stay on at the head all day and watch the others take a dump? Gladly, if those are my two options. We didn't have to help with attack right now, did we? Because of the damage? Julian leans against the shroud at the side of the ship, holding on to one of the rat lines that runs across horizontally. Correct. I suppose we'll have to do that later. Then they've got things back in order again. And Wolf, we're gonna be here for another, what, almost 2 months? Do you really want to hide away every time we have a break? Come on. You play dice? With you? Wolf raises a brow, but doesn't immediately dismiss the suggestion. With me. I think I handled that situation with Arthur about as best I could. I did not want to do the last option. I brought some with me. No bets or anything, just for the sake of it. The lizard waits patiently for his answer, and Wolf does take his sweet time with it. He takes the holy stones from you and Julian, placing them neatly in the bucket before he hauls it off to a safe place to the side and ties it securely. You know what, Lizard? Fuck it. Maybe you have a point. I haven't had a game in a long while, and I think I could use one. Count me in. Julian balls a fist in celebration and points at you as to see if you're in as well. What do you want to do? Check on Samuel. You shake your head in response. No? I think I'll check on Samuel again, see how he's doing. But you two enjoy yourselves. Fair enough. You can find us if you want to join in later. The three of you make your way to the stairs, past members of the other half of the crew getting ready to take over. You were there for it, right? How bad is it? The injury? Julian nods and takes the first few steps down the wide stairwell, the shade of the lower deck soon enveloping him. Nothing major, thankfully. The doctor didn't appear concerned, and Samuel was in good spirits. I'd say we were lucky. If it was a sheet that tore, then yes, very. These things are under so much tension that they were able to snap bones in half. It must have only grazed him. What did Arthur want from you anyway? The canine's voice comes from behind as he follows the two of you down the stairs, and you turn to look back over your shoulder. I don't know. He seems to think I'm at the center of it all, as if I'm causing everything that's wrong. Wolf simply responds with a thoughtful grumble. The three of you turn left as you reach the bottom of the stairs, where Wolf settles down at one of the hanging tables that was now free with half the crew being busy. You stand at the head of it, holding onto the ropes that keep it level despite the swaying of the ship, while Julian grabs his dice. I don't like him. I just don't understand what he's on about. Well, whatever. It was only my first real day. I'm sure I can make a better impression if I want to. For now, I'll get going. I'll see you around. You let go of the ropes and make your way further into the body of the ship, down another set of stairs, descending into the stuffier air of the ship's depths. Not the most pleasant area to be in, but few places are in the cramped lower decks. Weaving your way past some of the crew, you make your way to Rajeeyah's cabin, where you'd last seen Samuel. Muffled voices from within make you slow your approach, ears perking at the sounds. You know you should knock and announce your presence, but you can't help yourself. You lean in close and press an ear to the door, hearing the muffled speech become slightly clearer. I just leave it sitting while I get them, sure, and nothing could go wrong with that plan. What? Oh, why would it? Yes, Hannah, you know this ship well. The Conway. Famously known for the restraint of her crew when it comes to rations left unscathed. No, the confer will wait until it's done. I'm not their mum. The laughter of Samuel echoes from inside the room. You hesitate, unsure if you should leave or not before you finally decide to knock. Hey, it's, Who is Hannah? Hey, it's me, James. I figured I'd see if you're doing any better. May I come in? A brief silence follows before you get your answer from Samuel. Yeah, sure, come on in. The door clicks out of its lock as you press down the handle, and the view into the familiar room greets you once again. There's only two people in this room. Who the fuck was she talking to? You step in and close the door behind you, carefully easing it back into its lock. Your gaze falls on Samuel, lingering on the maned wolf for a little too long before you finally remember to look over at Rajeeyah with a nod of greeting. Already missing me. Hell on fire is the ship with me down here. Very on fire. The Conrad's ordering Julian and the wolf to try and roll it out as we speak. I got, look around the room, trying to find something to make your dumb joke land. Your gaze finds the bottle of rum from earlier, an easy target. I've been told the only thing I could possibly put it out is your rum. Rajeeyah chuckles softly, stepping up between you and the bottle. I'm afraid I'll have to defend my patient's belongings. He's in pain and needs it. You'll have to make do without it, I'm afraid. You laugh at Rajeeyah's retort, smiling as your gaze shifts from her to Samuel and back again. With the mood seemingly relatively light, you decide to state the curiosity from your eavesdropping. So, who's Hannah? Was there someone else here just a moment ago? Who were you talking to? Cheetah's expression immediately hardens, an icy stare piercing you where you stand. Were you listening in on us? You immediately feel regret in asking the question. Rajeeyah's gaze is unrelenting, making it hard to look her in the eye. You immediately shift your view to Samuel for support. It was an accident. I was just coming in to check on Samuel and heard you talking as I approached the door. I thought I heard you mention someone named Hannah. Samuel's eyes widen. An odd look of surprise crosses his face, one that seemed far too out of place on the maned wolf. He quickly looks to Rajeeyah, silently pleading for her assistance. Yo, is Samuel actually like a woman? I mean, that's not, like, uncommon back in those days for a woman to dress as a man. You know, tie her chest, cut her hair and everything. You know, a lot of crew members were underfed back then, and they were usually pretty skinny. That would be an interesting development. You must have Yes, Hannah. Rajeeyah is clearly taken by surprise when Samuel interrupts her. Samuel? What? He is a snoopy little bastard, but if he's heard it, he's heard it. I should have been more careful, I'm sorry. Rajeeyah. Could have been worse, honestly. I don't know him that well, but so far he's proven himself one of the good ones. He's here checking on me, isn't he? Cautiously, you make your way to where Samuel's lying, sure that Rajeeyah will pounce on you at any moment. The cheetah's gaze, if anything, has only grown sharper. So... Hannah? You repeat, still unsure of the situation. I feel like there was a piece of the puzzle you were missing, and it was that piece that had Rajeeyah on edge. Samuel searches for his words for a good long while before answering, his fingers playing with the edge of the blanket. Please keep using Samuel if you don't mind. I fucking knew it! Fucking knew it! You give Samuel a confused tilt to the head, unsure of what he meant, until it hits you like a rock to the back of the head. Oh! Oh! I see. You swallow nervously, darting your gaze from Samuel's calm, understanding look to Rajeeyah's narrowed glare. So, you're, Samuel rolls his eyes before offering you a soft punch in the arm, the moment causing him to wince slightly from his wound. I know you're dumb, but I don't think you're that dumb. The answer is yes. You reach up to rub your arm as you stare at the maned wolf questioningly. I can keep my muzzle shut. I don't need any more trouble. I guess I just don't know what to make of it. Or rather, the why. Rajeeyah finally stops her threatening gaze long enough to grab a stool and pull it over. She carefully readjusts her dress as she settles down in her seat, carefully crossing one leg over the other. You never stopped to wonder why there are no women on this ship, or any ship for that matter? I guess I never did, no. It's just a man's job, I suppose. Even just saying these words feels awkward with the two of them being right there, as if you're attacking their mere presence. Tough conditions, hard work... Maybe so. But that's not what I mean. Sailors are a superstitious lot, not to mention how steeped in tradition this occupation is. We'd have a mutiny before we left harbor if they knew they had a woman on the crew. Alright, y'all, I'm actually going to pause it right there. Wow, that is quite a turnaround. Can you still have a Samuel run? I mean, I like both, but does James? Oh, wait, yeah, I think he mentioned he likes both. Yeah, I think I remember that. Yep. Alright, well, whew, that certainly opens up some possibilities, y'all. Alright, thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout-out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank y'all for all I do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Summer. Thank you for going above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Thanks to our 2 gold tier patrons, Zeke and Toby. Y'all are awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to Ultimate Tier. Anyway, if y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access to all overnight safe for work contents as little as $5. Alrighty, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!